Fuck your shit, fuck your clique, fuck your block, fuck your bitch, fuck your squad, fuck your whip.
Okay,
Fuck you talking
this is Arthur from Arthur X Jason, and since Jason's over here twisting my arm about doing a pickup video, which I normally object to, but this time I've decided to cave, just this once, since we did a massive, multi-state sweep over the past, few days. I decided I'll go ahead and do one. So, I'm gonna start at the end of the journey, because the last place we went to is a place that I always go to, every time I'm up here at least once, called the Game Room Trading Post. And from there, I got a Handy Gear Game Gear case, which, normally doesn't mean much, except this one came with a blue Game Gear, which are the rarer of the two Game Gears that I know of. And this one is waterproof, weatherproof, pretty much life-proof. You can literally put this thing in the housing and play it. Kinda can't see it that well, but yeah. It has buttons for the buttons, D-pad for the D-pad, da-da-da. And of course you can't have a Game Gear without Game Gear games. So, I got Sonic the Hedgehog Chaos, Super Columns, because I'm a puzzle fan, The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and Sonic Triple Trouble. See, I got Pac-Man and Bubble Bobble for the Game Boy, a cheap GameCube game holder. Let's see. Some cheap puzzle games for Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. Let's see. A chess game. Something called Tringo. Rampage Puzzle Attack, which I didn't know existed. And Clustar, which on the back of the box looks like a regular Game Boy game, but it's also compatible with the Game Boy Color. So there. I got Star Wars Republic Commando, which is one that I sold off years ago, and now I regret it. So, a lot of people from my generation, here I am rebuying the damn thing. Let's see, Grandia 3, because I played a little bit of the Grandia series, and I'm looking for the other games in the series for, a decent price. A bunch of puzzle games on the PSP, which I know a lot of people don't think much of as a system unless you were into hacking it. Something called Chameleon. What the hell is this? Ultimate Block Party. Blockus Portable, Puzzle Guzzle, and Bubble Bobble Evolution. I also got Warhammer 40k Squad Commander, Blood Bowl, which I hear is an interesting football RPG hybrid, Mytran Wars, which is a strategy RPG, Astonish a Story, which I've seen here and there, but I never thought to get it until now. Let's see, and a bunch of Metal Gear games that I normally don't see that they all had in stock. Acid 1, Portable Ops Plus, and the digital graphic novel, which I didn't even know existed. And that is it from what I got from the post. Let's see, what else did I get? Among my travels, I came across a Wii component video cable, which I hear are pretty hard to find, but this guy, I happened to be in the shop at the same time as this guy, and this was in another shop, not at the Post. This was out in Missouri somewhere. Some guy wandered in, wanted to sell it. The guy at the store wouldn't take it. Don't know why. I looked at it and I slipped the guy $10 for it. Also in my travels, I found Hoshigami Ruining Blue Earth Remix for the DS, which I didn't know existed. It's a remake of a PlayStation 1 game that is horribly expensive, and this was all of about $15, so I said, why not? Also, out of state, a Nippon Ichi game called A Witch's Tale. And normally, Nippon Ichi does weird, like one-off-ish stuff like this. Figured I'd give it a try. See, we've got Blue Dragon Plus, which is the sequel to Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360. Let's see, my big find was here in Arkansas. I finally found Suikoden 2, which is the one Suikoden game I've been missing because I have 1, 3, 4, and 5. What the fuck? What are you doing?
Sweets. Suikoden 2. Sweets.
See, this is why I didn't want you involved in my section of the pickup. See, if you picked up the occasional PlayStation game, you might know about some of this stuff.
Fucking sweets, bitch! Sweets!
Okay, speaking of Suikoden, I found Suikoden Tactics, which is a strategy RPG offshoot of the Suikoden series. Also, in my travels in St. Louis, I found Panzer Dragoon 2, which I don't normally see anywhere. Zone of the Enders HD Collection, the limited edition version, which is still factory sealed. Found it at a decent price, couldn't pass it up. Metal Gear Acid 2, which is a card-based tactical offshoot of the Metal Gear series. Popolacroix, which is some weird anime. Well, not anime. It's an RPG, but it has like a cutesy art style, and I hear it's actually a pretty good game. I got Bloody Roar 3, which is an okay game, and really the only reason I got it is because it's the first game I ever had for PS2 when I first bought one, and I sold my original copy off a long time ago to pay for another game. A bunch of stuff that just has the Atlas label, and I tend to go for Atlas because they normally don't do games that are really, really bad. I'm pretty sure they've got 1 or 2, but eh. So, Samurai Western, Wizardry, Tale of the Forsaken Land, Suganai, and Steamboat Chronicles, which I think there's a sequel on the PSP. Let's see. Bunch of random games, on PS2. Galactic Wrestling, Samurai Champloo Sidetracked, Clock Tower 3, Unlimited Saga, which I've heard of the series, but never really tried anything from them until now. Grandia Extreme, and Grandia 2, since I have, like, Grandia 1 and... was it Grandia 1 and 2, which I think I showed already. Something called Yenya Kabbalista City Skater. Looked mildly interesting, so why the hell not? What else? Ghosts and Goblins on Game Boy. Contra the Alien Wars on Game Boy. Let's see. Murakumo Renegade Mech Pursuit, a game that I've heard of, never got to play until now. Beatdown Fist of Vengeance, which is a beat 'em up from the people that made Final Fight. I never really looked into it much. I'm gonna give it half a chance and see how that goes. Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble for GameCube, which is some kind of multiplayer Beautiful Joe game. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee, also for GameCube, a game I've passed on a lot because normally it's priced really freaking high where I come from. DVDs. Shining Force Neo, an obscene amount of Sewer Shark copies because they're like $1 each, and for some reason Jason likes this game. So, of course, I had to be the guy to buy all the copies in the land to keep him from getting any more copies, just in case he ever in case his original copy ever breaks down or, falls into a vat of acid. Don't know how that could happen. I'm not saying I've plotted anything, but hey, accidents happen. A 6-pack of root beer for the realization that I bought so many damn copies of Sewer Shark. A Rockstar Recovery energy drink for the morning after I get through drinking 6 beers straight after realizing that, I bought so many copies of Sewer Shark. A Japanese soda called Ramune, to deal with my inner weeboo, or, to please my inner weeboo. A Inbox 6-button arcade, or 6-button controller for the Sega Genesis. Chips and cookies and junk, cause, you get hungry. Gray Yoshi, because I've never seen a Gray Yoshi before in my life. More DVDs. A Sega Master System control pad, which is weird because I don't even own a Master System. King of Fighters Maximum Impact, because I am a fighting game fan, and I've never played one of the 3D Maximum Impact, or 3D King of Fighter games. Some cheap game that looks like it's some DVD-based game that is PlayStation 2 compatible called Shadowin. Like I said, it was cheap. We'll see how that goes. Might suck, might not. Let's see. This cup, almost full cup of water because I'm a cup half full kind of guy. White Castle commemorative mugs because I was actually out in a state that had White Castle, so I figured might as well get something to remember the event by, aside from the indigestion that you get from eating like White Castle and nothing but White Castle for like 3 days in a row. Sakura Wars So Long My Love, which is a game I've heard about, and I've never seen the complete inbox copy for PS2. This does have the game, what else? The art book, some poster, and a Japanese voiceover disc. A bunch of manga and graphic novels, because I'm a nerd. What can I say? This random cable that I don't even know what the hell it goes to, but, I paid like nothing for it, so, Some Depeche Mode CDs, and if you don't like it, you can reach out and touch someone who actually cares. More DVDs. Including this one special DVD, Street Fighter, the movie. Don't hate. What's his face? Raul Julia was like the reason to watch this movie. That's about it. Yeah, that was everything I accumulated in my travels. That's the massive amount of crap I got out in the world. So, there you go. I don't know how people usually wrap these up because I never watch them, so I'm just going to defer to Jason on this.